you would love to, be a part of, and you would love to learn about. Yes, the second installment of that interview we had last week. So stay close, and I'll be right back.
From January, you gon' know. As Valentine, me they reaching on my baby, I go. Maybe post for me, make I snap you like a photo. Don't go play me like Ludo. Give me a chance to show you all. My motivation is there for your body. My dedication coming is for your body. My occupation is there for your body. One day give me the kiss to your heart. I don't go break a move. I got the kwamba, yeah. I got the kwamba, yeah. I got the kwa jim 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 jim. I got the kwamba, yeah. I got the kwa so kitty so kitty so so kitty so kitty so so so. I got the kwamba, yeah. I got the kwamba. I know fit the disguise, nothing fit change my mind. You give me butterflies, baby, but no go shut my eyes. You give me peace of mind, you got everything I did find. Only you match my vibe, water carry me for the light. My motivation is there for your body. My dedication coming is for your body. My occupation is there for
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and yes, like I told you, we have a guest in the studio with us, and yes, quite interesting. I was going through his profile, and I was like, wow, this man is loaded. It definitely will be a great time talking with him on the show. All right, so last week we actually had the first installment of this discussion. It was all about real estate, and yes, the guest we had last week, who is his colleague, he did justice to this, and we're having the second installment. Yes, with us in the studio, our guest is is an entrepreneur, faith-based entrepreneur, currently serving as the co-founder and Chief Operating Officer of My Abode. He's a lead consultant at Integrated Aquas Global. He's passionate about the role of, small and medium-sized businesses for the prosperity of the African continent. And previous positions, he was a Chief Executive Officer at Realvest.ng, of course, a Pan-African tech company, revolutionizing home financing and mortgages across 19 countries. He has also been the COO of Agbeloba.ng, of course, which is an agri-tech company. He has an MBA from Business School Netherlands, and is an executive leadership coach at Global Enterprise Experience, Otago, New Zealand, entrepreneur in residence at Covenant University, Nigeria, and a business mentor at Wadwani Foundation, Africa. I could go on and on about him. He's an award winner, and yes, and so on and so forth. An author with 2 books, Biology Guide, How to Acquire and Retain Quality Paying Customers, and Smash It, Setting Goals That Work. He has also published 9 academic papers on entrepreneurship in sub-Saharan Africa. This is an abridged version of our guest. I'm just going through all this so you know we bring quality and, of course, we bring value. Ladies and gentlemen, with us in the studio we have Mr. Damilare Oshokoya, co-founder and COO of Abode. You're welcome.
Oh, good evening, Lagos. Thank you for having me in the studio today.
Okay, so at some point in time when I was reading all this, when I was just letting listeners know, I didn't know whether I should start with, I should say it's doctor or something. No. Okay, it's so great to have you with us.
Thank you so much.
Of course, today we're talking, in the short time we're unlocking potentials in real estate. Unlocking the potentials in real estate. And last week, your colleague, he gave us quite an eye-opening experience in, this particular sector. He told us the fact that you don't have to have a lot of money and all that, to entry level to be a part of this, and so on and so forth. But today, would you just like for you to, one more time, from your own angle, can you share what inspired the creation of? Now you have Abode Academy, which is like a subset of an arm, so to say. Yes, and so tell us how it opens up new opportunities for people who are interested in real estate.
Okay, so thank you very much, and thanks for having me again. So I've been in this space for a while, almost close into a decade. And by privilege of that experience, I've seen a lot of things. And because also at some time in my life, I was into academics. When you find a gap in a particular issue in the society, one of the best places to take care of it is by providing enough education. This provides clarity and for things to be done well. So I've seen a situation in where people just dabble into that industry because it's lucrative. It promises,
only here it's lucrative.
Yeah, they hear it's lucrative. It promises a lot of potential, and the approach that they've taken into that system has bastardized a lot of things.
Okay.
So I just spoke with my partner a couple of years ago. That was last year.
Yes.
A couple of years. I said, I think it's time for us to give it back to the society as part of our CSR, where we're going to have a professional certification program, where we're intentionally going to be training people to move from they don't know to now I know how exactly it's been done in this respect. The same thing today, we have sales in insurance industry, we have in pharmaceutical, we have in banking, but in the real estate space, a lot of training is not being provided. So you
have a lot of people going about with not much knowledge.
Just a little bit of excitement and passion, and then they begin to miss things and so on and so forth. And that's where Abode Academy came out from. So we have put together a faculty of people who have years of experience, both in the legal arm of it, in the compliance part of it, in the fundamentals, in the basics, construction, housing, both locally and globally. They were talking about the Dubai real estate market, the African market perspective. So we have a tailored curriculum. Like I said, because of my background in academics, there has to be a curriculum like that, and then a list of faculty who have proven experiences in each of those subject matter that the program is going to take, and that's why and how Abode Academy started.
Okay, so now talking about the faculty, you said you have a lot of instructors and all that, qualified instructors. I know of the credentials of your colleague who came last week, and now looking at yours. How about the other, you talked about the legal side and all that. Can you just give us an eye-opener into, okay, so Jeffrey, we had Jeffrey last week, co-founder and CEO. So talk to me about, just give us a bit of a look.
Okay, so the faculty is a strong base of faculty. We have architects, town planners, and these are individuals who not only from an academic standpoint got certified. These are people who have at least 10 years experience upward in the game,
and that's a lot.
Proven experience, and these are not only people who are only playing within Lagos or within Nigeria. We have architects who is working in Rwanda with the government of Rwanda.
Wow.
Who is working in Accra too, on projects. We also have legal practitioners who are also working with real estate companies outside of Nigeria.
How are you able to coordinate with all this? Your faculty, that means you have people who are abroad and all that?
Yeah, some of them are still here because they play the game here, but while some of them stay in diaspora and then they move around. One of our amazing faculties, Dr. Ayomiko Yetoro, right? She does in real estate in the what's it called now, in Dubai, in UAE, in the UK, and then in Nigeria. And then what she tailored to do majorly is that she has coined up this system on how to attract high network individuals. So when you're looking at how do I sell to Nigerians in diaspora, high network individuals, the one of the 1% or the 1.5%, there's someone who by experience and year in the field has been able to build a system around that, organizing events in the UK and stuff. She's also on the faculty. Okay,
so we talked about this last week. What are some of the misconceptions, if people have about going to real estate, biggest myths and misconceptions? Let's do a bit of debunking, and how is your academy, how are they going about debunking this?
Okay, I think one of the ones I was saying because of the kind of conversation that we're having today is that it takes a lot for you to be a opportunity broker called realtor. The way I usually tell people, right? Today I have a couple of my guys who are not they're not realtors professionally.
Yes,
they're probably working in the pharmaceuticals and the medical area. Some of them are in the UK just doing their own.
A few of them have other hustles going on.
They have 8 to 5. They even have enterprises, and then they will just go, I have a friend who needs a 5-bedroom apartment somewhere in VI, and you are closing a deal of 500.
And with that, you're already a realtor.
There is maybe just 1% of that, that is just entering into your bank account. You use that to do testimony in church, and then probably be a big boy. However, that's the beginning, because some people will just do that, and then they will just say, I've started a new enterprise, and they will just go around getting say, I'm now a professional realtor. Actually, that is just leveraging. It's the first place, leveraging a relationship.
That's the first level.
That's the first level. How do you now, build a system around that? I know people today
and upscale that.
Yeah. just by running a realtor system, right now have almost 7 people working for them month on month.
Wow.
And still have a 8 to 5 job.
Wow.
And these are some of the things that, so whether you're a full housewife or a full house husband in context now, or you have a 8 to 5, you're a pastor, you're a chorister, that's one of the things that we're going to take. You can leverage on your relationship to begin to make additional flow of income for yourself in the year 2020.
From your circle, your social circle and all that.
And then we can teach you how you can also, move beyond that first circle, because some people also have dry time where you will have exhausted your relationship, especially if you're not, you don't have a large base like that.
And you've not scaled it up.
You've not scaled it. How do you begin to, remake and revive yourself, rebrand yourself to leverage on the next level of relationship?
Dear listeners, I'm sure you're learning a lot from my guest, Mr. Oshokoya, who's taking us through the ropes. At this time, Mr. Oshokoya, real estate can seem intimidating. A few people, like I've heard stories about, the perceived risks, so to say. So are there strategies that Abode Academy is teaching to help individuals manage and mitigate these risks?
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why we started, though, right? We've seen that. I've seen situations where someone, had collected the funds from someone, else into his own personal account.
Okay.
He went to jail for that reason, though. Right? And he did it in good faith. However, he didn't understand the legal, issues that surround that. You're not the company. The person, you're just, providing brokering opportunity.
Yes.
So some things went wrong in that place. And, out of good faith, a brother in the Lord, but now he's having appearance in court. He had to go for jail for a short time and all those things. Is when people come in into things like this, is that we're going to teach a lot around those things that forms the fundamentals. If we're in a generation where, or a time, let me put it that way, that there seems to be a lot of real estate companies.
Yes.
Right? How do you begin to vet and verify and say, who should I be representing? Because some people are selling to their father-in-law. Just imagine that you dupe your father-in-law.
That will not be funny.
Some people are selling to the imam. Just how will you go to pray on Friday only to find that, in good faith? So these are some of the things that we're going to be addressing in the course of that program. How do you vet? Based on your personal brand and the values that you support, who should you be representing when it comes to that context? These are some of the things that will be discussed in the course of the academy.
Great. So walk us through a few of the modules. I know you talked about, you're very academic in the presentation of this, so I know you've broken them into models and all that. So talk to us, walk us through that. What are the things we're going to learn? Being a part of the academy.
Okay, so I've spoken about a bit of it.
Yes, I know you talk about the legal side and all that, the financial side, and all that.
How to understand each of the title documents and how they relate.
To sell and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Selling is fundamental.
So just let us in on this.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of it. There's the sales, the fundamentals of sales, right? How to attract high quality and paying customers. I have a book on that, written about 5 years ago. We also walk through that provides principles. And one of the things I also want to put in place is this: is that if you're in any industry, you also want to learn about sales, you can also attend this class. I usually tell people that sales is the same thing irrespective of the industry. The only thing you need to have as an understanding is the knowledge of that industry that makes it different. So whether you're into casket making, you are selling herbal drugs, you are looking for a new wife, the same principle you're going to use to attract the person.
Yes.
Or to attract the potential customer.
So it's a universal skill that...
Yes. Okay. Sales majorly, because everything will boil down to that. So when it comes to the curriculum, we'll talk on the legal compliance, understanding the Nigerian and African real estate market. We're going to be talking about the basics of real estate. We'll also address those issues. We'll address the legal and compliant framework part of the issue. We'll also attend to the issue of how to attract high quality paying customers, how to attract Nigerians in diaspora. It's a different language when you want to begin to speak to Nigerians who have left the country. How do you begin to, they also still invest. They are part of the, the reserve that we're having. You also want to look into that. What else again? We're also going to be having something special this year that I want to hold on to. I'm not going to speak about that.
You let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, on the graduation ceremony, the graduation day, we're going to be inviting one of my senior friends.
Wow.
Right, it's not a public face that, however, when you talk about results,
he's a major player.
Yeah, and he's going to speaking a lot about the housing market to us.
Jeffrey Tepu told us about last week. He told us that this is not the first cohort that you have had. So prior to this time, and he also mentioned that you've trained over 1,000 individuals. So tell us how you tailor your courses to meet the very needs of, you will have people who don't know jack about real estate, and there are people who know something about something
in the game.
So how do you balance things?
Okay, so usually, right, the approach, also I didn't say that earlier, even though it's academic in nature, right, it is not a theoretical mode of teaching.
Okay.
It's the story and experience based.
Okay.
You know,
problem based, so to say.
We have that conversations with our faculty. So you probably know some of them will not even come with slides, right? Some of them will probably, you know, will likely go beyond their time. Why?
Right,
because it's
right.
coming from the place of wealth of experience, right? So what has happened is that people come in there, especially people that are passionate, because it's virtual. You see people attending that class and they'll be cooking rice. They'll be watching Champions League, right? Because sometimes you just need to listen between the lines. We had testimony of people who are taking action right there in the class on some of the things that are shared. You know, how to maximize WhatsApp broadcast. And somebody just said one or two things about that, and somebody took action on it, and less than 1 week, he's saying, I did this particular thing.
So you have success stories.
Oh yeah, we do. You know, whether it's core members, whether it's someone that is staying in Benin, is someone that is staying in. Someone came in in the first cohort. Someone came in from Ondo State for the graduation ceremony in Lagos.
For someone who is looking to, you know, be a part of the academy, are there any skills that, you know, prior to now, I need to, you know, core skills or some knowledge, you know, like someone who wants to go into maybe programming, they'll say he should have. So are there some skills or some knowledge I should have?
To be honest, because
for someone that wants to tap into this,
I would usually say that the only requirement you need for this program, because for us it's a CSR, for us it's a give back, is free. Even though not everyone will graduate, because it's a certification program, and we're really, really particular about that we can say that once you have the certificate, it's an emblem. There are some things that is not expected of you again. So the requirements are usually...
So I can laminate it and hang it on my office wall.
Even though it's not about the certification, there's a person you must become at the end of the program.
Right.
You know, so the certification is just one of those things. You can show the grandchildren that, you know, much more later and say,
I didn't just... I learned this. I dreamed.
I'm Harvard certified, something like that. However, my only requirement for Nigerians that are listening to me right now is there must be the place of personal hunger. You know, I've been privileged to have a training for one person before. I've also been, like, my largest, you know, gathering of people is about 5,000. And the only thing I would take from there is that what you hear only keep you informed. The things that you act on are the ones that keep you transformed.
Yes.
There must be a place of, because some people will be in that class. On the second day, somebody will tell them that selling Abode drug is the next thing.
And the person will just...
And say, I think that's the one that one is MMM, that one is faster. There must be the place of personal hunger and desire, because some of the things that are going to come to you, they're not going to come to you that you just hear them and sit down and you not be intelligently smart and say, I know all the principles, I know all the framework. My requirement for you is there should be a place of hunger and drive. We have testimonials of people who within 1 week of attending the program closed their first sale.
Wow.
You will be so much inspired, and inspired is not because inspiration is not what will last you. It will not change your bank account. You will be so much moved that you will sell you to your ex that you left about 10 years ago. You will call your ex. You will call and say, I have an offer for you. And you will not know when you will be doing that, taking that such an action.
Right. So a few people who are hesitant, you know, or afraid of failure, or maybe uncertainty, any words of advice for them, you know, to ginger them?
I don't know.
Or encouragement?
I don't know how to. That's my issue. I'm sorry. I know we're on the air, right? I don't know how to. My position is that when you look at yourself, you look at your situation, inside of it, is where you will find inspiration, right? The hunger that I'm talking about, I can't inspire you enough. I can't motivate you. You must have it. You must come to the place where, for somebody listening to me right now, this is the year for you to stop begging. This is the year that you should not know the logo of a lending platform anymore. Yes, this is the year that the things you really desire, they should not be on vision board any longer. For you, this is the year that you will be the first person in your family to go to the airport and say, I'm traveling. Wow. So if those things will not inspire you, taking care of your children, paying the tuition fee, taking care of your wife, I can't motivate you, sir. I'm so sorry. Apologies.
All right. So just to, you know, tie things up, for those who want information about this, and of course the academy, this cohort of training is coming up when?
Starting on the 24th.
24th.
Yeah, it's a virtual class.
Of February. Yes. Virtual. Yes. All the way through to
March 1st.
March 1st. Okay.
Graduation ceremony.
Graduation. Okay, and that's physical.
Yes, you wear gown, you get certificates, you will toss.
Okay. You know? And for those who want to register, who want to be a part of it, of course, you mentioned that it is free of charge.
It is free.
Okay.
It is free. However, there's a screening process.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably call you just to find out that, okay, you really want to get into this.
So for those who want to do this, how do we go about this?
Just send your name, email, and phone number. To 091 3444 5167.
That's 091 3444 5167. Your name, your phone number,
and email.
An email.
Okay. Because you will get an admission letter, you know, to show that to give you entrance into the class.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you for having me,
Mr. Oshokoya. It's been a great time. Eye-opening. Yes, Mr. Damilare Oshokoya is the co-founder and chief operating officer of Abode, of which the Abode Academy is a part of. So it's Abode Homes, right? Or how do you? It's
just Abode.
Abode, because okay. So I just wanted to be sure. So it's not like I'm calling it wrong. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to having you. Come to our station to talk more to
God bless you.
people. Thank you so much.
It's been a great time.
Have an amazing time.
And you too.